What is up, my fragrant people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another exciting episode of The Experience. Now, this is where I take one fragrance or fragrance layer and break it down so that it can forever be broke and give you guys my wearing experience so you can determine whether it's going to be good for you or not. Please hit that like button on your way in and don't forget to close the door because we're about to get super cozy with the house of Parfums de Marly. Now, the review that I'm doing today here, guys, is one that I'm excited to bring to you guys. This has been asked so many times. How does this fragrance stack up in my collection? How does it compare to other fragrances? And I finally am getting around to this thanks to everybody who has sent me emails, DMs, comments, all of that. I really appreciate that, and you guys are giving me all kind of crazy ideas for videos, so as I get around to them, I'm stacking them up and I'm knocking them down. So the fragrance that we're talking about here today is Sedley from the beautiful, lovely, one of my top 5 houses of all time, Parfums de Marly. Now, this house, guys, if any of you have ever watched any of my videos, you know that I love Parfums de Marly. But in this case, this is a citrus fragrance, and I normally think of Parfums de Marly when it comes to dark, alluring fragrances. Maybe a little citrus thrown in, but even their citruses, I like the darker ones. This one right here does not go that way. This is the dark horse for summer fragrances. So the House of Parfums de Marly was originally created to actually bring back and revitalize traditional French perfumery in the 1800s. They wanted to do perfumery the way it was done before globalization and massification of the world. Now, Sedley is an eau de parfum concentration, and there are 2 perfumers behind this juice. We have the world famous Olivier Cresp, and I love his work. And the not so known sometimes, unless you're in a smaller circle, is Hamid Maradi Kashani. Now, this fragrance retails for about $240 if you buy it at a store. But you know what I say, never pay retail if you can avoid it. So let's go over the note breakdown real quick, because I know most of you guys love Sedley, and I know this is a go-to for a lot of you guys in the summertime. And man, I just don't get a chance to wear everything I have in my collection all the time. But let's go over the notes, and you can probably see why a lot of people love this one. When you first spray it on, you get a lemon and bergamot up top, along with a mandarin orange, grapefruit, and a lovely mint. In the heart is lavender, rosemary, olibanum, and geranium. And down at the bottom, there's sandalwood, cashmeran, vetiver, cedarwood, patchouli, and some ambroxan to get that performance going on. So what does that mean for you? So for me, when I spray this on, it is a citrus blast. Right off top, super blast of citrusy. So I get the bergamot and I get mandarin orange. Now, the mint is carrying those 2 notes there. I don't get any lemon. I know a lot of guys may pick up lemon here, but I don't really get lemon, guys. I get bergamot and I get orange, which is beautiful. I love to have orange with bergamot. Love it, just like vanilla and bergamot. But this has orange, mandarin, and bergamot supported by mint. And if you know me, you know I love mint. This mint is not strong, so if you guys are kind of adverse to mint, don't worry about it. This mint's not strong. Then it takes about 15 minutes and it starts to get into the heart. The heart is where you're gonna start getting a little bit more woodiness there. Along with the lavender, I really start to get a smoother feel. You get a slight floral touch there, but the lavender and rosemary kind of give it a little kind of spicy touch, kind of dry to me. Then on the dry down, it becomes really woody with a kick of green. So that greenness is coming from the patchouli leaf there, but you still get that cedarwood there and the sandalwood. Now, this isn't a creamy sandalwood to me. This is more of a woody supporting the cedarwood. So it's more like wood notes with a little touch of green in there. And I still get a little touch of mint right at the beginning of the base notes. The naturals that they are using are really, really good. They're using expensive materials here. The naturals and the aroma chemicals blend together really well, which is good for me. That's why I always have loved Parfums de Marly. So who can wear this, guys? I believe that this is a masculine fragrance. Now, can a woman wear this? Yep, a woman, you know what I say, women, you guys can wear anything you want. I believe there's certain females that can get away with this, but to me, this is a masculine fragrance. The mint, lavender, really, really helps to bring it across that gender line from being unisex over to being masculine. That's how I feel about it. I believe that right now is the perfect season. Now, that's obvious. Everyone that has told me to review this fragrance or compare it to other fragrances that I love in the summertime, Obviously, Sedley is going to be a summertime go-to, guys, and you can see why. As you start looking at the breakdown and that citrus blast up top, it ain't nothing but citruses up top. And then even coming through the dry down, it starts to get lavendery, that kind of traditional masculine. So it's still light, and it stays light all the way down to the base where it gets slightly woody. I would not describe this as a woody aromatic. This is a citrusy aromatic that has some wood support there, but the woods don't come into the very end, and to me they don't play main star. Even in the base, they kind of play the backdrop, and you don't really have on a woody fragrance even on the dry down. Now when we talk about occasions, guys, I think that this is in almost any occasion. You can dress this up, and I believe you can dress this all the way down. You can wear shorts and a t-shirt. You can be going to a picnic. You can be going to a family reunion or a barbecue. It doesn't matter. This fragrance is really almost like a summertime Swiss Army knife. I can see why people love this. This is mass appealing, so you can wear it in any occasion, guys. This is really kind of like a dumb reach or an intelligent reach, smart reach, whatever you want to call it. Now let's talk about the weak side of the fragrance, and that is the longevity. It smells great, but on my skin, the longevity is really, really weak for Parfums de Marly. I've been leaning on this bottle quite a bit, and I can tell you guys that I'm getting maximum 5 hours. At hour 4, it is a skin scent, and I have to really put my nose onto the skin to actually smell it. So I'm getting a projection on this for maybe 30 minutes, and that's with 20 sprays. 20 sprays, guys. I'm hitting my clothes, I'm hitting all my pulse points, I'm hitting my forearm, wrist, I'm hitting the sides of my neck, behind my neck, my throat, chest, my clothes. Yeah, 20 sprays. I've tried between 15 and 20 sprays, and I am still getting only 5 hours in this, which is fine. I mean, 5 hours is great. It's a citrus, it is light, it is very, very high quality, but for Parfums de Marly, that did take me back real quick, but I had to quickly realize what this fragrance is, and it's not made to be beast mode. It does smell great, but I get 5 hours maximum. So projection for 30 minutes. The sillage is really, really small, so I maybe get 2 feet of sillage behind me. If the wind's blowing, then of course you're gonna smell me. But I think on a normal day, 2 feet behind me, good sillage, not tremendous, not big by any means. Projection is gonna be maybe a foot. That's it. After about a foot, it really drops off, and you really can't smell it, especially if you're standing still and there's no wind. This doesn't really blast off my skin like you think it would, but it doesn't, which is fine also. And so yeah, 4 hours, 5 hours tops for me. Now, if we want to talk about compliments, this is a compliment beast. All right. So when you're intimate with someone, right? So if you're in a conversation with a young lady, guys, and she smells this on you, she is definitely going to be loving being close to you. With that lavender, man, and that slightly woody dry down, and that mint, I'm telling you guys, mint does the trick. The compliments for me have been on point with this one. So now, guys, you know what I do. Every time I review a fragrance, I have to let you guys know, is this fragrance an everyday reach? Is this something you just reach for, dumb reach, smart reach? Is this fragrance a weapon, meaning that it is designed for a specific hunting device? Or are we just gonna flush this thing because it's no good? And to me, Sedley from Parfums de Marly, this is an everyday reach. It is mass appealing, but there is really nothing too special here. It is just mass appealing, right? It's not like Latent, where Latent is gonna kind of shock you. You're gonna know that it's niche, you're gonna know that it's specially blended. Sedley goes a different way. And so you have to open your mind a little bit and realize you're going into a niche house, but you're not really gonna get that shock and awe. You're gonna get more of a very mass appealing fragrance, especially if you're getting into niche fragrances for the first time. I think that if you're starting to collect, or if you're looking for something that's gonna be a little bit different or higher quality than some of the fragrances out there, especially a high heat fragrance, hey man, this one, it will do you justice. I think it is blind buy worthy and blind buy safe. I like it. So there it is, guys. That is the review of Parfums de Marly, the infamous Sedley. I like it. It is going to go into my summer top 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, whatever I do in a little bit. I'm gonna do my summer top fragrances. I want you guys to stick around for that. Thanks to everybody who has sent me questions and left comments here about videos, about content, and about what I think about certain things. I'll also have an email. I will drop that down in the description. And you can also contact me on IG at Soul Houston. That's Soul with 3 O's. Also on TikTok, Soul Houston, and on Facebook at Kerry Wooten. Guys, thank you so much for your support and all the love. I'm giving it all back to you guys. I really appreciate it. And until next time, keep smelling good.
Oh.